Hi, and welcome back to the Wicked Thrifter Resale channel. It is 2024 and we're back at it at a few different Goodwill locations, shopping for some items that we can buy to flip on eBay for a profit. Here I'm just looking at a few pottery pieces they have in this section. I picked up a bunch of tureens in the past. Unfortunately, they're not selling like they used to. This was only $6.99, but I chose to leave it at the store. I do, however, pick up this art glass snowman. It's more modern looking, it definitely is contemporary, and at $6.99, I still should be able to make a profit on that. I do grab it, however, it may end up being something that I keep for our Christmas decor. Here I'm scanning over the nutcrackers to see if there's any German-made nutcrackers. They generally can sell for a higher amount, so I look for those when I'm out. They definitely still had a lot of Christmas items available for sale. This is before Christmas, however. These candles can do fairly well depending on the maker, so look those up. This was a little hand-carved Santa head, but it looked more modern and it didn't have a signature. I'm trying to find ones only that have, or pick up ones that only have signatures. This is a modern piece. It fooled me. I definitely had vintage vibes to it. And they wanted $10.99 for it. I end up leaving that. This was the best find of the day. It already has sold for me. It sold for $170 plus shipping. I also scooped up this turtle lamp, and this is already sold as well. It was only $8.99. I haven't listed these they're holly pattern corral dishes. I may keep them for myself. It was a complete set, so there's 4 bowls, 4 plates, and 4 dinner plates. That'd be something neat to keep. And then this was a really fun find. I did not buy them, however. They were heavy, but this would have been so cool, especially if you had a booth to put these to display them. They only were asking $19.99 for each of them. Couldn't believe it considering how high they price other items in the store. I really wish I would have grabbed them. They only wanted $1.99 for this basket, but there was some damage and I left it. And that plate was nice, but it had the hangers on it, and that generally has damage when you try to take those off. This was just a studio or a student pottery piece. I should have taken a closer look at that cake plate. I think I do look at it, but I should have looked it up online. Some of these cake plates, but this specific one looked like a hobbyist piece one, can go for a decent amount of money depending on what they are. It looked to me like a blue sky piece, but it wasn't. And these were just resin cat figures. They seem to me more like yard art, something you could put in the garden. Ooh. Nothing broke, but that one glass piece was flash glass, so it wasn't anything special. And these were a couple of covered dishes. They're like duck tureens. It almost looked like a soup bowl, but then it could have been a trinket box as well. And they're made in China. I believe. I ended up leaving those behind. They had some chipping on the sides, and I didn't bother looking them up, so I'm not sure if they would have been something great or not, but I chose to leave them. And some of these, believe they're Peanuts on Parade. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but they're by Westland, and they'll have different characters. I usually find the Snoopy ones can go for a decent amount of money. Now, this I was kind of happy to find. It didn't have a price on it, however, and I had to have them price it. I put it in the cart, but when they brought it back, they had $12.99 on it. I don't have a very fast sell-through rate on those, so I chose to leave it behind. This bookend was kind of neat. And I thought this was a real fun find. Unfortunately, I ended up putting it in the cart, but then having to put it back because a lot of the little knobs on the doors were missing. And I thought, well, that will detract from the value. This is something that's sold at Costco or Kirkland's. It's Kirkland's brand. You'll see that one popped right off. I do get it back on there. But all the trinkets were there. And then I had thought about it the next day. I had gone back and it was already gone. You could have pieced it out or just sold it as is. But new in box, I believe at the time they were going for about $80 to $100. But being that there were a lot of missing knobs, I thought maybe that wouldn't be such a hot deal. Plus, the shipping on this thing was huge. Would have cost a lot. And I was super excited to find this, but there was a crack and a big chip in it. This is a Hager. I believe this is an earth wrap. I'm not exactly sure if that's the name of the style or this glaze. But that would have been a great score, but it ended up being damaged, so I put that back on the shelf as well. I'm trying to be better about not getting damaged items. With pottery, for me, for some reason, it is harder to not pick up damaged items. And I miss a lot of damage until you get it under the light box. You don't usually see some of the cracking. They don't make the distinct ting that a cracked piece generally makes. So sometimes it's harder to find. And some people can do decent repairs. So you got to keep that in mind and make sure that it's not a repaired piece as well. Now I wish I would have grabbed these. The primitive or more rustic decor sells fairly decent. And I think I just wasn't feeling it this day. I wish I would have grabbed it, but it was gone the next day when I went back. I thought that was cute. If you see any Christmas items or anything in my videos that you think are worth me taking a look at next time I'm out, just let me know down in the comments below. I'm always looking to learn new items that are worth value for resale. And they had some ornaments and such like this here, but I didn't think it was a high enough value on that piece. Vintage ones definitely can go for more, but the blown glass in general do fairly well. I'm trying not to list items less than $15 in my store. I feel like it weighs your store down. You do need a variety of price points because some people are not going to want to spend a ton of money. and that does drive sales. The more sales you have, the more sales you get. I picked up this little ornament. I haven't listed it yet. I'm going to save that for next Christmas. And that nutcracker had some damage. I've picked these up in the past, and sometimes, depending on the duck or the bird, they sell fairly fast. But mine are still sitting, so I chose to leave those as well. And I've mentioned it before, Goodwill is pricing bookends individually. They're not pricing them as a set anymore. And I thought this was crazy. Those prices were high for that creamer and sugar set. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us today. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and I should be dropping another video soon. If you have any comments or questions, just drop them down below. Have a great day.